Hey guys, welcome to my YouTube channel. I'm axtremes, and this YouTube channel is pretty much focused on CSGO and the news and happenings thereof, as well as my own opinions. And it's going to be focused on the South African scene, which is a growing, burgeoning scene on the worldwide stage of Counter Strike, but also covering international events and happenings and meanderings of top players and teams. Because well, it's important. When let's face it, if you're interested in Counter Strike and you're here, then you probably want to know a little bit about that and maybe what I think. Well, why should you want to know what I think? Well, I've been a caster for NAV TV and as well as Telkom, including their 1 million rand DGC Masters event end of last year. Been around for a bit in the Counter Strike scene, maybe not as long as others. I've come from a couple of other games, which I'll go into at some other point. But well, my resume includes things like the WESG qualifiers, the Eve Tech Champions League, which is probably one of the very best LAN events ever in South African history and sponsored by MSI. Really great event. The DGL online stage, as well as the Masters LAN event. Nice big stage, a big crowd of people. As it turned out, a horrible stream and not a well received event overall outside of being there. But being there live was actually pretty great. Also did some ECS, casted teams like Godsent, Flipside, Rogue, Tricked, a bunch of overseas teams, Epsilon as well. Also got the privilege of doing a Hellraisers game and for DreamHack Summer Tours, which was great. And also did ESEA, I believe it was season 22 and season 23 in South Africa. So been around a little bit. I also played in SSG Shock in 2015. We finished 7th/8th equal with APG, Aperture Gaming, at DGC 2015 at Rage. So, maybe been around a little bit in the top echelon of local Counter-Strike in South Africa. But really, outside of that, I'm a guitarist, so I enjoy playing guitar. I enjoy making noise. I would say possibly I'm a bit of a connoisseur of fine instruments. Love me a Telly, Gibson, PRS, GNL, Ernie Ball Music Man. If you don't know what I'm talking about, well, you don't know guitar, maybe I should do a Wayne's World party time sort of intro. That could be fun. Yeah, maybe for the next video. I'm also an audio professional. I work for a company called ProSound. Do brands like Audio Technica, like this fine BP40 microphone and these wonderful R70X reference headphones that I've got on. Lovely, lovely stuff. Also do legendary brands like Electro Voice. We did 9 out of 10 World Cup stadiums for the 2010 FIFA World Cup Stadium. So done some really cool stuff with ProSound. And through ProSound, I got in touch with Nathaniel Burning Red Slobbert, who turned out to be my co-cast. I just didn't know it at the time. They needed some help with DGC 2015 and the audio setup, and we helped them out. Despite the obvious failings of the event and it being DDoSed and all of that, the audio was okay. And well, through that relationship, we went into a sponsorship deal with the guys and did the mall gaming experience, all sorts of things. Audio Technica was a sponsor, and from there I got asked, would I be interested in casting? Because Burning Red noticed I knew a thing or two about Counter-Strike. Who knew? Well, I kind of did know I knew something, but I'd never considered casting. And well, I got into it, did probably 80 plus maps last year. Probably even more. I'm probably forgetting some stuff. We really worked hard, and I mean, the other guys casting didn't really put in the effort that we did. So, despite only casting for 4 or 5 months, I ended up doing the biggest and most prestigious LAN finals of the year. And of course, part of my casting style is to be a little bit abrasive, to maybe be a little bit more straightforward and honest than some people would like, including legendary comments like at a Monster-sponsored event, Eve Tech Champions League, saying that it could give you type 2 diabetes. Diabetes, to quote Warrell. Love you, Warren. But anyway, I've said a few things in my time, short as it may have been in the Counter-Strike scene, but I do feel that I bring some possibly tactical knowledge. I played in a team that was very much based on tactics and tactical awareness and set executes and mid-round calls. And I mean, I see these things lacking in South African Counter-Strike to a large degree, despite what the vehement disagreement of some of my esteemed colleagues in the Counter-Strike scene. And maybe I just see it differently because I was in a team that lacked firepower, including myself. I wasn't a fantastic player. Great aim on my day, but not very seldom brought it together in game. I was called an entry fragger, but I think I just entried. The fragging was left to other people sometimes. But like goals, actually. Sorry, goals. Good player, but not performing well of late. But anyway, I digress. I feel I can bring something different to this sphere, give you some inside info on the news and the happenings of what's happening in the teams and lineup. Hearing things, for instance, about some possible shake-up at Bravado, some changes with APG and Energy. So yeah, there's all sorts of things happening, and I think I can give you those opinions. Of course, they're not going to be impartial. They're my own opinion. I mean, you may associate me with NAV TV because I've done some NAV TV events, but these are not NAV TV's opinions. They're not paying me to do this. Nobody's paying me to do this. I'm doing this because I want to do it. Nobody else is doing this in South Africa. There's a need, and I feel, aside from the usual suspects who put out articles or opinion on Facebook or Twitter, maybe I can be a little bit more eloquent in some way, not to disparage them in any way. Maybe I can be a little bit more controversial and say what I actually mean, instead of joining the boys' club that is South African CSGO, the yes men who always say, well done, slap on the back and a fond pat on the bum, and on your way with you. I don't usually agree with the other pundits, and well, Burning Red's done a lot to keep me from saying what I think at times, and I think it's taught me a lot about moderation, because unfortunately, IRL, I'm somebody who does say what I think, and often that does get me in a little bit of trouble and upsets people. I'm going to try to temper it, but I still would like to do something that's different, to hopefully do something that's entertaining to you as a viewer, and to do something on a YouTube channel that's not really done in South Africa. I'm not here to be negative or to bash people. Some people have accused me of that in the past, including my colleagues in casting, and really, I don't really see it. I'm not going to basically suck off teams as some guys do. I mean, it's very hard to analyze the game while you've got well, a spherical object sort of around in the mouth, shall I say. Not to mention anybody, but however, it's ultimately about building the local scene. It's ultimately about lifting up Counter-Strike in South Africa, lifting up the awareness. And I'd love to see us in a place in South Africa where it's a little bit more recognized by the general populace. We need more people picking up the game. And I mean, it is also, well, I'll go into this in future opinion pieces, but it is also a scene that needs a little bit of change to be a little bit more inclusive, and bring in some guys who maybe previously didn't have the opportunity to do so. But ultimately, I want to include you on this journey. I hope you'll join me on it, and I hope you'll enjoy the channel and the content that I put out. So this is Axtremes, or Power Hatman 5000, referring to Powerman 5000, if you ever played the Tony Hawk's games or were interested in punk rock, yeah. Power Hatman 5000 is what I've been called. But let's go with Axtremes. Thanks for joining me. Have a great evening, or a day, or whatever time of day it is. And, well, love you.